Yo, what's up, guys? This is James bringing you another deck profile for the Monaresclub YouTube.com. Today I'm going to be going over my tried and true favorite leader in the game right now, King Piccolo. I've gone through a lot of iterations with the deck. Got my Nats invite with this deck. I played this deck at Nats. And I figured I'd just, with the new PRESIDE format becoming the new kind of hot thing with Bandai, I figured I'd go over my deck list with the pre-sided format in mind. Give you guys a little bit of a brief sideboard guide and everything with the leader too. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out to bring you more Dragon Ball Super content, and hit the like button as well, and drop a comment down below if you have any questions. I love answering your guys' comments. Alright, so let's get right into the deck profile here. Just going to start out with the easy stuff. We've got 4 Piano. Of course, you're going to play 4 Piano. It's one of the best cards in the deck. We've got 4 King Piccolo, Dragon Ball Obsession. Just for that consistency, you really want to have a play on turn 1 if you miss on your Unison, because your mulligan condition is going to be your Unison and your, if you can't find a Unison, you will at least keep one of these to give you 5 extra looks at finding the Unison to find on turn 3, or turn 2 rather. And then, of course, we have 4 Unison, best card in the deck. It's what the deck's built around. This is just kind of like your core engine of the early game that you want to see, and we just max out on it for consistency purposes. And, of course, we're going to play the full Demon Clint. We got the 1 drum, the 4 cymbal, and the 4 tambourine. These kind of just go without question. They're what makes the deck tick, and what makes it so gosh darn broken, all these free plays. So, really easy, just kind of flying through the deck at this point. Next up, we've got our super combos. Just got the 4 Piccolo like I've always played. I think it's the best one just because you can put it in your life. It gives you that extra consistency. And being able to combo it out of your life can be a lifesaver too. 4 Yamcha. This card's just crazy. It's a free battle card that also interacts extremely well with the opponent. And it interacts extremely well with the Piccolo Jr. Unison as well. You can KO things larger than 15k using that interaction by if they activate a counter, and then you can counterplay the counter on a stick with this, and then let the Piccolo pending auto resolve and then KO it. So pretty useful. I've got 3 Topo to help keep you alive. This is nice if you miss the Unison on turn 2. Dropping Topo is a nice little insurance policy. You'll want to make sure you don't keep this in the deck if you're playing against red or black, though, at least an aggressive black deck, because against red they'll probably be bringing in Burly Crown of Retribution, which gets, if you leave up 2 energy, you're just going to completely lose the game if they do that to you. And against black, they can use Super Kamehameha on this guy, which will also completely blow you out of the water, so you just want to make sure you're not using these in those matchups, and I'll try to go over a little bit of a sideboard guide once I get to the sideboard. Piccolo Jr., the King Scion, card's crazy, and it's awesome. It's one of the best cards in the deck by a country mile. Let's get to the rest of them. Kind of middle chunk of the deck here. 3 King Piccolo, First Steps to Revival. This card's really good. I kind of bounce around between 2 and 3. I feel like the higher quality of caliber of player I play against, the more copies I want of this card, so I generally just leave it at 3. Because smarter players will keep you at a higher life total and stop your super combos from working, and this is just a nice little extension tool to help close the game as well. King Piccolo, Time to Fight, and Son Goku, Divine Presence are our boss monsters. I feel like the 1-drops in the deck kind of stick around a little bit longer now, so it's a little easier to resolve these guys. Plus, I'm playing 4 copies of that 1-drop now, so you're seeing them a lot more often. You can also stack this guy into life if you need to. Son Goku Divine Presence is an all-star against blue, though, because it's the best way to deal with the Boo Unison, since he just straight-up can be removed by skills during your turn, so very effective tool for the blue matchup, which I'm sure is going to be everywhere in the new format, since everyone always jumps to Soul Striker as soon as a new format comes out. Alright, gonna get to the last little tech slots here. 2 Testing the Opposition. This is a really strong negate. This is another card you want to bring out when you're against red, because it just isn't good against Piccolo Jr. Unison, so if they're playing that, you definitely want to take it out, but of course in pre-side you're not going to necessarily know what Unisons they're on. You can just kind of assume they're going to be on Piccolo Jr. for most decks, plus it lets the opponent arrival Yamcha, get rid of the blocker, and then still get or counterplay the Yamcha rather, kill the blocker and get another boy in play and kill another guy on their turn, so they get another body to swing with, so I don't like this against red. But against every other color, it's fairly decent. Yeah, and then we'll just go with the rest of the deck. This is just going to be a bunch of my favorite one-ofs. Fighting Against Fate, 1 new ruler because we can only play 1. Champa because it's Champa. Freeze's Death Ball makes another appearance, and then we've got Pan Time Patrol Maiden, The Secret is just broken. If you don't have this, you can play Kai. Kai I used to play. I even played it in my Nats version of the deck because I didn't quite have this card yet. I didn't realize just how good this card was at the time because I hadn't play tested a whole bunch, but yeah, this card's crazy. The difference between 1 energy and 0 energy for a 40k is wild. It's like they forgot to print on the opponent's turn, reduce the cost of this card in your hand. So yeah, this card's crazy. Death Ball's a nice little flex slot, especially with the PRESIDE format, so you can kind of leave it in against matchups where you don't have enough to side in, and then you can take it out if you like have a lot that you want to bring into the deck. So it's nice to have the little flex option that pairs well with Fighting Against Fate, King Piccolo, and Pan to help boost up your kill potential. This guy's broken. This guy's broken too. You can also play Mass Sane. I think Mass Sane has a lot of merit in the current format. I just really like the potential to kill really aggressively if you want to switch on the gas, which is what Fighting Against Fate does best. Alright, in the side deck, it's a pretty straightforward side deck. I feel like in this format you want to be maximizing your sideboard potential and how many cards you're bringing in each matchup, so I'm just kind of going with a blanket, like a lot of 4s and 3s. So we got 4 Violent Rays. This is going to be a card you're going to bring in against red and black, because black is going to be putting a lot of the Gogeta Xenos into play. And red is going to have like the Topos, the Divine Presences, a lot of 20Ks. The Mirror Match is going to have the Piccolo Time to Fights, and the Divine Presences as well. And also for the aforementioned reasons, because Topo's not very good in the red mirror if your opponent's bringing in Broly Crown. So you want to stock up on these. This is one of those cards that I pretty much always think you want either 4 of them or none of them. Against blue, depending on what your siding looks like, you can bring in a couple of these because they are somewhat effective against blue, but they're not always my favorite. 3 Broly Crown, this is for blue and yellow, and then 3 Raditz the Oppressor, which is for Soul Striker and also Golden. It hits Golden Frieza as well, which should be a fairly popular yellow deck option in the new format as well. I could potentially see playing 4 Raditz the Oppressor. I just don't really know what card I'd want to cut. Probably just the Max Power Kamehameha. This is the only one of in the side deck. This is mostly for Sin Shenron, but it's also a nice little flex card to bring in if you want an extra negate, or if you, against any deck that likes to slam out big bodies quickly, like Gogeta Xeno, or against Sin Shenron, because dealing with that walking skill drain effect is extremely annoying. So clearing it for free is really nice. 2 SSB Kaioken Son Goku. This is for yellow. This is for yellow. This is all for yellow because you want to get rid of the slug. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You want to have answers to the slug. This deck can kind of play around slug better than a lot of decks can, because you can get card advantage through means other than drawing cards, like getting battle cards into play for free. And we do see a lot of cards between our life and our cycling through our life. So we can kind of afford to play fewer answers to that card. They're not always going to curve out and play it, so I feel like 2 is just the right number for that. This is also nice against blue-yellow variants that are playing the Goku Black with all the blocker tokens, because you can just play it and wipe all the blocker tokens and just murder them. And then we got 2 Koitsukais. This is also primarily for yellow. It's also good for the mirror match. This card just absolutely kills the mirror match. If you're having issues with King Piccolo, this is like the card you should be using against them, because if you look at my main deck, every single card I have is stapled to a battle card, so anytime I'm trying to interact, it's going to be with a battle card. So this is the absolute killer for the mirror. 3 always felt like a little too much, especially since it's a bit of a late game card for like turn 3, turn 4, because you have to pay an energy into it. It's just for that kill shot. So you could potentially, if you want another one, put it over this. This is like the biggest flex slot in the side deck, but yeah, that's the side deck, guys. If you want help with the pre-side portion of the deck, if you want, what I kind of generally do for specific matchups, hit us up in the comments section below, and I'm happy to give you my feedback on how I would side for those particular matchups using my list. This side deck has been really comprehensive, I feel, for most of the meta strategies that you would expect to see at a DBS Fest or something like that, or just a very competitive pre-sided locals meta. So yeah, thanks for checking out the video, guys. Hit us up with any comments you've got, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and good luck at DBS Fest.